Hello guys, this is your Uncle Big Fish, and on this video, we're all going to be answering the question, how good is a twin sword actually? Let's get started. The twin sword is primarily a dual damage build class, as it's got primarily most of its investment on dual damage on its passive and its stat growth. It's got stat spread of about 70% in defense and 30% in attack, as you can see on the screen, making the twin sword more of a defensive vanguard than an offensive DPS that people expect a dual sword to be. Let's go with the first bit and let's talk about the pros of the class. The twin sword is the second tankiest class in the game. It's also got skills that enhances the survival aspect of the class in the form of lifesteal, enhanced evasion, enhanced damage reduction, and movement speed increase. At max values, the twin sword is capable of lifestealing up to 50 health a second, enhanced to 650 in the form of HP regen once you reach the final ascension of the class tree, being the Mad Slayer. The enhanced evasion alongside the naturally high HP pool makes the twin sword a formidable elusive tank that uses evasion to completely dodge through incoming damage instead of going through the classic route of decreasing damage taken like a knight. The enhanced movement speed increase helps to close the gap between you and your target or to escape battles that you cannot see yourself winning. Like the great Sun Tzu said in China, a hole in your hand is better than a hand in your hole. So, don't be ashamed to run away from battles that you cannot see yourself winning. To add further into this already incredible defensive prowess, the twin sword also has the highest vitality growth stat of any class, making it the class with the highest HP pool in the game. The naturally good bulk enables you to tank more hits and survive in case your party needs someone to frontline mobs or bosses in the absence of a knight. Now, going with the offensive stats of the class, the twin sword has access to two incredibly powerful abilities, one being arguably one of the most broken, aggressive support ability in the game, and that is the ability to horribly weaken or to nullify healing completely. This makes the class a natural counter to clerics and tanks. The sheer ability to completely nullify healing can turn a difficult fight into something close to trivial, as it allows for one of the most cheesy tactics in any MMORPG game, the kiting strat. The kiting strat is pretty self-explanatory. Whoever the enemy targets can simply run around while your ranged DPS keeps on pumping damage into the target, and once you put healing out of the target's equation, the target will simply lose out from the battle of attrition. The second offensive prowess of the twin swords is its unique ability, called Weaken. This can be various depending on the set that you want to use. It can either weaken the enemy's attack, or decrease the enemy's speed, or to weaken their HP regen. Hearing all that might sell you immediately to swap into the twin sword. However, like good things sound very sweet, the bad things taste rotten sour. Let's talk about the cons. The twin sword is the class with the second lowest attack growth in the game, only behind the knight. It's tanky, yes, but not that tanky, making it a jack of all trades, master of none kind of deal. Due to the lack of attack growth, the logic is that it would be very bad at farming, as the lack of damage would make farming less efficient and take considerably more time compared to other offensive invested classes. Its attack range is also extremely poor, making it need to move slightly closer to the enemy at every possible time just to land its hit. This makes the twin sword extremely susceptible to getting kited around like a dog and die a pathetic, uneventful death. To add salt to injury, due to its lackluster offensive power, you could say that it's a class that only shines the brightest at the presence of other classes that can make use of its abilities. The class has naturally mediocre stagger as only having slows, this can be quite impractical when it comes to disabling a target. Stuns tend to be way more potent at stopping enemies on their tracks, as slows don't stop enemies from casting spells, making it not a dependable form of disable. Finally, the nail in the coffin would be the fact that this class's good skills, for the most part, is only available after the second ascension or its legendary skill, making you have to go through the first awakening to level 45 with a skill kit that even a mother could not love. For the most part, that's the Twin Sword class. It's a class that's mostly described as an offensive support in nature, with abilities that fit as a jack of all trades, master of none. The Twin Sword class is a natural counter to heal strats and tanky strats, making it a susceptible asset for any team that's lucky enough to have it. As the Twin Sword class is one of the rarest classes in the game up to this point, in my server at least. If you want a class that adapts a defensive playstyle that enables your team instead of playing a solo running offensive career, then the Twin Sword class is the class for you. In my opinion, the Twin Sword class is potentially the single strongest whale class in the game due to its longevity, survivability, and speed. When you're a whale, damage isn't gonna be an issue, as your raw gear stats would carry the damage numbers regardless of your stat growth. Staggers don't really seem to be that important when you can just one or two shot enemies. On the other hand, the natural bulk, lifesteal, and speed could be a deadly asset, as it keeps you alive and helps you chase your prey. The only thing a whale needs in a class. That's all I know about the Twin Sword for now, and I hope that you guys learned something new about this class, and let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite class is, and whether or not you want me to do this as a series encompassing every single class in the game. The video will take time, as we need to test around every nook and cranny of every single class in order to make a good enough judgment about them. But that's all a story for another time. And that's it from me. This is your Uncle Bigfish, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.